Hello and welcome back to the Lex and Lace podcast. I am currently still in South Africa. Next week I might be somewhere else. Who knows? No one really knows. Every day is an enigma, but we are now very much into 2026 and people ask me, oh, resolutions, what's the plan? We don't know what the plan is. That's the reality. The reality is that we don't know what the plan is. But we're here, we're podcasting, we're living a new day, new things are coming. It's a fresh year, that means it's a fresh start for a lot of different things. So, yeah, but today I have a guest.
Hello.
Yeah, so who are you? What do you do and how did we meet?
My name is Kagiso. I am a recent graduate from Wits University with a degree in film and psychology. And I know Lexi over here through a friend of a friend and a friend of a friend of a friend, and that way we've become...
It's a friend of a friend of a friend. I'm like, oh, right? That's a lot of friends of friends.
We've become friends.
That's true.
In our own way. So, yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so what are you... So what else? So you're a recent graduate. So what are your plans for 2026?
My plans for 2026 is like any other recent graduate, is to figure myself out, figure out what I'm doing with my life. Right now I'm in the process of weighing my options between going into industry or furthering my studies, but I'm leaning more into furthering my studies because, living in 2025, an undergrad is just not enough, But yeah. So I studied film. I studied psychology.
Which one do you prefer?
It depends on, if you ask me that question when I'm feeling super motivated about life, I will say film.
Oh.
But then if you ask me that question when I'm not super motivated about life, I'll say psychology, because
why do you say that?
In my approach to these two different fields is that they feed into each other, but they are opposites.
Diametrically very
also
opposed.
Yeah, but I've tried to find ways to make them work.
How did you even begin to think about, when you were choosing your degree, how did you think film and psychology?
Well, I didn't do it like this from the start.
Right.
Initially it was just the film major, but I've always felt like there was something missing. I've always felt like I can't tell stories authentically without having an understanding of how humans work, how humans operate, how humans think, how humans behave. So, and funny enough, initially, when I thought about taking an extra major to supplement this need,
right,
I thought about economics.
That would have been a good one.
It would have been a good one. It definitely would have been. I thought about economics because my logic coming into it was, with economics I can learn about consumer behavior.
That's so true.
I can learn about things like that, and then perhaps that would
help with the film marketing and stuff.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
But psychology was actually more fitting than the economics.
I guess
because I've literally seen a big change since I started doing psychology and how I approach making movies. I tend to think, I go the extra mile by thinking about more meta things, which sometimes is a trap on its own, but it's very, very rewarding.
All right, so what are we going to talk about today before we get into the next segment? Just give us a sneak peek.
I think relationships is an interesting theme.
Relationships is an interesting theme?
Yeah, I think
all
relationships
right.
is an interesting theme.
Let's get into it then. Next segment. And we're back. So, you said you want to talk relationships. What about relationships? Give me why relationships, I guess.
I think for me right now in my life, there's so much going on in terms of relationships. So that's why I feel like it's something I could speak on because I'm like going through it in the moment. So yeah, like relationships in as broad as it gets, as if you speak about family, if you speak about friendships, if you speak about romantic relationships.
Right.
Yeah. Particularly now, like the time of the year, most people are like amongst family, you know, and there's very interesting, scary, and wonderful things that happens when one is amongst family.
Do you want to expand on that? What do you mean by scary and interesting? What about family relationships?
Because like as I get older, like my relationship with the idea of family has transformed. Yeah, it has changed, you know, because when I was younger, family was this idea of safety and comfort, and knowing that in this big scary world there's this group of people you can
always rely on
that will always protect you
and all that stuff.
But then as soon as you become an adult, most of the time your family kind of stops that support and that care that you used to get as a kid, because they assume that you can do it on your own.
Do you know what it is? I don't even think it's that. I remember my sister was one time telling me, she's like, I think at some point you start to see your parents as human.
Yeah.
I think that's what changes the dynamic of things, because I think when you're a kid, you're like, your parents can do everything for you. So you see them as like superhumans, like they're not real people.
Yeah.
So it's like, I remember when I first started seeing my mom, like, let's see, like having emotions or crying or just like expressing herself differently. I was like, what is happening? It was like such a mind boggle. It was crazy. Yeah, so I think that's what, like, I don't know, that's my opinion at least.
That is so true. That is so true. Like, even for myself, particularly with my dad, I had a big issue with this as an adolescent boy, because like, and I think most young men can relate to this. When you're a young man and, you know, you have this idealized idea of your father. It's particularly with fathers, with sons and fathers.
Right.
So in my experience, my dad, when I was a kid, my dad was just this unstoppable figure. That's how I saw him. Because I was young, obviously I was smaller, and my dad is you know, relatively tall. So the physicality created this distance that, this person can do anything, can protect me from every single thing. And then as life went on and his inadequacies started coming out, his shortcomings started coming out, I had a very difficult time reconciling that. Yeah. Because it was like, who do I turn to if the person who's supposed to be my hero isn't strong enough, and in some cases is hurting me, you know? So yeah, that was a very difficult.
Yeah, no, when your parents basically not turn their backs, but I've definitely had issues with my parents, that's for sure. My family, I've had a lot of issues with family members. Like, everyone in my family will tell you, like, I am not the most family person. I was very against these people. Like, they put me through some horror times, and I was like, nah, screw you guys. But I've gotten closer to them now. But yeah, no, like, seeing my parents like turn their backs on me in certain situations or like throw me under the bus, I was like, yo, what is happening? Like, this is crazy. It's like, so is this who you are for real, or what? Like, is everything a facade? It's
very
crazy.
triggering.
It's so triggering, and it's
Yeah.
like when it's family, it's so easy for them to trigger you. Like nothing in this world would trigger me more than like my dad. Like nothing in this world.
Yeah.
That man can say 2 words and I'm crying or I'm screaming or I'm shot. Either or, like for real. It's one of those situations. It's wild.
And the most difficult thing I've found is finding a space for forgiveness for family.
For real.
Because it feels like there's this expectation that you must always give the benefit of the doubt to family because you're relatives, you're related, you know.
For sure.
But then when family wrongs you,
well, yeah, like what are we supposed to do when they wrong you?
Are you supposed to just automatically forgive and forget?
No,
that feels very...
Bro, I've been telling, like, this is one thing, like, this is one phrase which I've used a lot, specifically this month. I was like, you guys have to stop excusing bad behavior. You have to stop excusing bad behavior. We can't sit here and act like that's no more. Like, since it's family, they'll say something like, oh, but that's how he is, that's his character, that's how they are. And no, bro, that's bad behavior, bro.
Even using tradition as
an
excuse, you know, like...
Expand.
Like things like, for example, gender roles. You know, when gender roles start becoming a source of conflict in the relationship, there's always this scapegoat that they use. That but this is tradition. This is our culture.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, he's an elder.
As an elder, you must bow down to him essentially.
Right.
And it's like...
foolishness.
How applicable is that in 2025? You know,
it doesn't even make sense anymore. I think we're in a place where we've evolved so much as human beings, and like even our generation is so evolved also compared to their generation that it's like at some point you're gonna have to start seeing me on an equal footing because what you're doing doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So me personally, I'm for cutting your family off. Honestly, forget that shit. No. Guys, protect your peace. Honestly, if it's not worth it, it's actually not worth it. Like, who are you pleasing at the end of the day? Is this life for you or is it life for them?
Yeah.
Because I mean, even think about it. Like, these people don't have many years on them, so it's like they're gonna go and you're gonna spend the rest of your life regretting. Like, damn, maybe I should have focused on me. Like, no, it's not worth it. Like,
but then also if you do the opposite extreme and you cut them out of your life when they finally die. When eventually they die.
Someone has a gripe.
Someone's name is in a death note, you know.
Imagine. Oh, guys, if I had a death note, shame.
Would it be full?
100. Oh, I have lots of enemies.
Do you think there would be some family names in there?
A few. Be a few family members in that book.
I would say same.
Listen, man, you did me dirty. You think you could just walk around like nothing happened? Maybe I'm petty or I hold on to grudges, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying like it's very difficult, this idea that you might choose to protect your peace and cut your family off, and then when they die, are you not gonna have regret that maybe you should have been more forgiving? Maybe you're still hurt by something that happened with your aunt that you never got to resolve, and then now you've cut them off before you could even resolve this thing, and then now they are dead. Are you not gonna have? Do you not have like a fear that might happen?
I was reading a book. It was a book on, but that's like more. It was more in relation to like romantic relationships. But it was saying like closure is for you at the end of the day. So you decide how you want to like go about that. Because people think, for me to resolve something, I have to talk. We have to figure it out. We have to come to a resolution. No, you can come to a resolution on your own. You can come to your own resolution on your own terms that makes you feel good. So closure is for you. Closure is not for the other person.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a gripe with a family member, and then down the line something happens to them, and it's like, damn, we never got to resolve XYZ. And you're like, looking back, it was so trivial. And it's like, it was trivial, but it hurt in that moment. So it's like, okay, now you can't resolve it. So what else can you do to make yourself feel better?
Yeah.
To make sort of that torment end in your mind. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I agree, but I don't think it's easy.
No.
I don't think it's that easy, and I doubt how effective it is. But I agree that it's definitely possible to find closure this way. But I still feel like you're gonna want to know what that other person has for you in their heart. Even after you found your own peace. Well, maybe let me speak for myself. For me, how I operate, I'm gonna want to know what's my image in that person's heart. Like I would like to know that, because I feel like this would torment me, and I feel like it would still be a source of resentment, a source of disappointment, a source of guilt eventually.
You ready to get into the next segment?
Let's do it.
Next segment then. And we're back. And we had an interesting conversation about family relationships. Do you want to continue that conversation, or do you want to pivot onto something else?
I think there's a natural pivot to romantic relationships, because romantic relationships tend to end in a familiar relationship through marriage, through romance. They romantic relationships I feel like they're the closest relationship to family.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
It depends. Friendship could be like that too, but if you consider like long-term romantic relationships, I feel like they are more likely to be integrated into family,
for
family,
sure.
more than friends.
Are you an expert in romantic relationships?
I'm not an expert in anything. I don't want to come across
as an expert.
I don't know anything. All I'm sharing is just my thoughts and opinions.
So what are your thoughts on romantic relationships?
I definitely think they are a beautiful connection. But I'm also aware that they are not for everyone.
Oh, what do you mean by they're not for everyone? I
don't think everyone has the emotional, mental capacity
to be able to sustain one.
Yeah, not everyone.
That's so true.
And unfortunately, it's very difficult to know who makes that cut and who doesn't. And for a lot of people, you find that out late. You get involved with somebody, at first.
Dude, honeymoon stage is amazing. Everything's going great.
Yeah. At first, you're thinking, this person is perfect.
Then
the skeletons come out.
The skeletons really do come out, and I've been in a few romantic relationships, and Lord, have I found some skeletons.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some crazy shit.
What happened?
That dude, you see how they be doing them TikTok series? Talk about who did I met? I could do those ones with the people I've dated. 100%, I get 100 million views.
Yeah,
I've dated some people which I'm like, no, but I'm at a point where I'm like, it has to be me. And it has to be me because I'm picking wrong, but I'm picking really wrong to a point where it's like, no, there's something wrong with me that the people that I'm dating are seeing, and they're using that against me.
I mean, it started off when you started speaking that like it might be you. I thought that's a positive thing, but you ended it by saying that they are bringing this out of you.
No. They're not bringing... No, this is something that maybe I have that people are seeing that they're like manipulating me with.
And would you say that that's been a source of conflict?
That has been a source of conflict, because now I have to sit down with myself and be like, okay, what is it that makes me so vulnerable to these types of people? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's how I'm like, I'm picking the wrong person. I'm doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it has to be me at this point.
It's probably connected to
I swear to God, don't say no childhood. I swear to God.
But it's obvious. It's probably related to developmental stuff because
No, for sure.
it's true. There's a level of truth to it. There's a level of
100%.
truth to it because you might be choosing your partners according to how your relationship with your parents manifested.
No,
you know?
for sure. I see.
Like for myself, what I've seen in my relationships is that because I was raised by a single mom and being I was predominantly raised by women, I've always kind of felt this need to protect.
Oh.
So then when I step into relationships, that's what I look to do. I look to
protect,
to overprotect and coddle, and then in turn I forget about me. I forget about my needs. I forget about to advocate for myself, and it's been also a source of conflict in relationships because on the one hand, when I don't advocate for myself, I turn bitter.
For sure, turn resentful. You turn resentful.
Yeah, because I start to feel like, oh, but I'm providing this for you. Why are you not acknowledging it? Why are you not reciprocating it? And then also on the other side, it's not cool because it tends to suffocate the other person.
And might for
it tends to make them feel like they are losing their autonomy if I'm always there trying to be a parent or trying to be a mender of things as a psychologist or
No, I get that point of view.
So yeah, it's definitely connected to childhood stuff for everyone.
No, for sure. I see it in myself. I feel like I didn't get as much attention that I wanted. So then, guys, if someone you see, back in the day, if someone love bombed me, great. Now I'm like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm way more aware now than I was back in the day. But it's definitely one of those things where it's like, I know that if someone gives me attention, I'll definitely like it a lot. But I think I can also be very much of a people pleaser, which can also be manipulative because it's like you're trying to be a people pleaser, so you're not really being yourself. So you're basically lying to someone.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, but I thought you wanted to do that. It's like, no. It's like, why didn't you say, oh, I was trying to please you. It's not authentic.
Yeah.
And that's, I struggle a lot with vulnerability. My therapist would not be. She's never impressed with me. She's never impressed. She's like, you speak very methodically. You speak very structurally, but how are you feeling? And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Leave me alone.
On the topic of therapy
yes.
and relationships, what are your thoughts on couples therapy?
Guys, don't ask me about no couples therapy. I've had 2 of my first exes ask me to do couples therapy. They fucked up and they're telling me, let's do couples therapy. I've been to couples therapy before. I have been.
Was it useful, would you say?
It was going great until, this is my first relationship, until the therapist then wanted to have like a solo session with each of us. Homie was like, nah, but that's not the point of things. And I was like, why don't you wanna have a solo session so we can explain each other so she can see like our points of view? He was like, no, that's not the point. And I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
The relationship quickly ended after that because I was like, for obvious reasons.
So there was no space to speak freely.
Then the second time, this homie cheated and he's talking about, let's go couples therapy. There's nothing to go to couples therapy about, bruv. You cheated on me. Like, what are we supposed to be doing?
They must go to therapy on their own.
Definitely. What are you doing?
Why are they trying to rope you into it?
Dude, I'll pay for it. No, so couples therapy. Listen, go to couples therapy if it makes sense. If it
But that's where I don't agree. Because I feel like every couple should go to couples therapy.
I agree with that. That's true, but I say go to couples therapy when it makes sense because you can't be going to couples therapy off of like a 2-year relationship where y'all are still young and like in your 20s. Like, sorry, I was like 20, 21 when I was dating these people. What couples therapy am I going to for what purpose? Think about it. That's
to
stupid.
learn how you love, how you show up in love, how
No.
you expect the other person to show up in love. Because do you think you can figure that out on your own?
No, but this is why I had one of my childhood friends. She's very much like, you need to figure out what you like, and I feel like you have to date around. Like some of the books that I was going through a breakup. Now it's like more like dissipated. It's fine, but a lot of the books that I was reading when I was first like going through those like hard months of the breakup, they were saying things like, for you to be able to find the right person, you need to date around. You need to find the right person. They're not gonna fall into your lap randomly. Go on 20 dates, and maybe 19 out of 20 that might be your person. You need to. So I'm very much in favor of dating around. I think that's how I'm like, couples therapy.
But
So I think some of it is also life experience. I think sometimes people don't have life experience or
Yeah.
dating experience,
Yeah.
and that's why they make mistakes, because they don't have any experience at all. So they're just doing things off of a whim, and then they end up in a weird situation. It's like, oh, how do we fix it? And it's like, you don't have the experience to fix it. So maybe that's when you should go to couples
Yeah.
therapy. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm traumatized from couples therapy. If someone tells me to go to couples therapy, I think I'll have to jump off a bridge.
I haven't been myself, but I find myself thinking that it could be very useful, and I think and I think things don't have to be going bad.
No, they don't have to
do that.
No, for sure.
Like things could be going excellent.
Exactly.
And then you can figure out a way on how to keep this good thing going.
Mm-hmm.
You can figure out a way of how to keep the issues in the relationship at bay.
That's so true.
Yeah, and I was like, I think like Gen Z is very like therapy dependent,
100%.
but I feel like Gen Z is very avoidant when it comes to couples therapy, and I don't know why.
I'm in favor of marriage counseling. If you're thinking of getting married to someone, definitely start couples therapy. That's for sure. But like I said, if you're just dating someone like 2 years, you're still in the prime of your like youth, what are you doing? Go through that life experience, go through that breakup. It's life. Go through it. You're trying to fix something which maybe doesn't have to be fixed. Like my aunt was saying, sometimes people are here for a reason or for a season. Sometimes you're just here with this person for a season, man, and that's perfectly fine. Or they're there to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
And they're there for a reason. So
yeah, it sounds
I remember,
like a variable.
oh my god, funny story. This girl I used to go to, I was in high school with. Mind you, these people are like 16, yeah. So that the school, like, he wasn't the school principal, but I guess he was like the head of wellness at the school, whatever the hell his role was, whatever, not the point. Yeah, they were going to couples therapy, and it's like, you are 15, 16, you're going to couples therapy for what? This is what I mean. I'm like, nah, guys. There's certain couples therapy where it's like, yes, this makes sense. It's like you're starting out your life with someone, you need some direction or something.
Yeah.
But things like that, me at 21 going to couples therapy because someone cheated on me, like, I'm not foolish. Like, don't coerce me, no couples therapy. No. No. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I've had such bad experiences that I'm very adverse to certain things.
I'm open to trying it, and
Do you feel like you're in a place where you could benefit from couples therapy?
I think so. This is why I keep saying, things don't have to be bad.
That's true.
To go there, even when things are good, I feel like, you can always learn more about yourself. You can always learn more about your partner. So I think if you have the means to do it,
that's for sure.
I think do it. I think if you want to nurture your relationship, if you want your relationship to flourish, I think you should be open to it, because I think it's very delusional of us to think we can figure all of this stuff out ourselves.
You can't.
It's very, very...
You can't.
Yeah, it's a very blind-sighted thing to do. So even with your partner,
no, you don't have all the answers.
Yeah, they don't either.
And sometimes the people around you also don't have the answers. So
exactly.
I think, no, trust me, I have 3 therapists, so I'm all for therapy. But I don't know. if you see me in couples therapy, just know it's marriage counseling. It's not gonna be some BS.
Yeah.
That's just me. Hey man, next segment. And we're back. Alrighty, so we've talked family, we've talked romantic relationships. What's next?
I guess friendships.
Okay. Tell me more about friendships. I love my friends. My friends are my family, guys. I love my friends.
Yeah, friendships is weird because like friends are kind of like out of the three aspects of relationships we've spoken about. I feel like friends are the most like, I guess, hopeful, for lack of a better term. Like friends, most of the time they feel like they will never give up on you.
That's
because
so true.
friends don't really have like a strict obligation to you.
To be in your life.
In your life. It
That's
feels
so
like
true.
there's more of a choice. Whereas with family, it's like,
I live with you.
I live with you, or you're my cousin, you're my aunt's brother, or something like that. And then for romantic relationships, sometimes there's for different people there'll be different reasons. Sometimes there's marriage ties, sometimes there's cultural ties in terms of arranged marriages, and also in society, like divorce and breakups are
still taboo.
Yeah, taboo and frowned upon. So sometimes it feels like with romantic relationships, there's more of there's an external force forcing the person to be in your life. But then with friendships, friends seem to want to choose you.
That's so true. But one thing I've noticed as I've gotten out of uni also is that it's hard to make friends as an adult, bro.
That's so true.
Yo, when you're in uni, you have all of these people you can be friends with. If you're not, this is something I've struggled with, and I've been pretty lonely, I would say, over the last 2 years, ever since I moved back and moved, obviously not in uni anymore. It's hard, and this is something that my other friends have also struggled with, where they also feel and this is what I mean, but it's I liked your point about they have to choose you. You start to realize that, my friends are not choosing me.
Yeah.
You're the only one texting back, you're the only one making an effort. It's kind of do I drop you as a friend or what? Because it's if you're not going to keep in constant contact with certain people, you're not going to hear from them. Yeah. And that's fucking sad.
Yeah, and you can't expect them to chase after you if you're not
and
to put in effort.
Adult friendships are tough, man. That shit is lonely as hell. How do you make friends as an adult?
Yeah,
I tell people go to classes, difficult. Go to art class, go to Pilates, go to.
But it also kind of feels, adult friendships feel so futile. If you I don't know if you've made a new friendship recently.
I have made
Doesn't it feel futile? Doesn't it feel like it's just gonna fade away after this one thing that draws you two together
is over?
Yeah, doesn't it feel like that?
I feel like I made a lot of quote unquote turn up friends, where it's we meet up for the purpose of let's go out, let's go to this bar. But apart from that, I could never see myself sitting down for dinner with this person.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal, to be honest, because that's not someone I want to be friends with.
But I think it's okay. In my opinion, I think it's
okay.
I think it's okay to have people in your life for very specific reasons and very specific occasions. I think it's okay to have going out friends, and it's okay to have friends that you work with, friends that you
work friends are the funniest.
Yeah.
Making friends at work is so funny.
Yeah.
I love making friends at work, because you'll really be 23 and your best friend at work will be 45.
Exactly. It's
and then you connect and it's oh my god, that's crazy. What are your problems?
Yeah.
They be telling about my husband, my kid, and it's I don't have that problem.
So I think we should deconstruct this expectation
that you have a well-rounded
yeah, like this whole high school-esque thing that, you know, I'm gonna have a clique and we're gonna be besties and nothing is gonna come in between us. I think you have to deconstruct that when you transition into adulthood, because you have to consider that like people change and people are not gonna always feed into a thing that's not serving them. And
Fair.
yeah, so you have to, I feel like you have to be okay with, I know it sounds bad to say it this way because it kind of sounds like you're using people
Fair enough.
for things, but in my opinion, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I guess I know what you mean, but it's like having like you can't have an all-rounder as a friend. Sometimes you're not gonna have. I think this year I made an all-rounder friend where it's like we can do anything together. But apart from that, like everyone else is really like futile. It's like, oh, we hang out for the purpose of this.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that is fine.
And I feel like as soon as you accept that, and as soon as you're okay with that, I feel like you can develop more fruitful friendships, because you know the expectations, you know where you stand in this person's life, and hopefully they know where they stand in your life.
That's true. And
so you can focus on that.
That's true, because they also might end up like surprising you, where it's like, oh, I thought we just did pottery together.
Yeah.
Now they're inviting you for lunch, and it's like, oh, I've been upgraded.
Exactly.
Been upgraded in the friendship. Imagine.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Friendships are very strange.
Do you have
like,
a best... Yeah, go
say
ahead.
again?
No, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Like one of the things I kind of like I've started internalizing over the last couple of years is, you know, when parents always tell you about bad friends, and when you're a teenager you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like how is this person bad for me? Yeah. Right now I'm starting to be like, hey,
what?
Mom and Dad, you were right.
Yo, what do you mean? Can you expand on that? Who have you noticed? You're like, you're not a good person. That's crazy.
No, I just think in my experience, I've always like I didn't take this thing seriously. That some friends can be actually
bad influences on
for you. And the way they influence you is so weird, because it's not conscious. You don't see it happening. You only realize afterwards that certain decisions of taking certain things I've done, I didn't really want to do that. I was just kind of following the flow. And I think now as an adult, like it becomes more important that you're aware of this, because when shit hits the fan, you're an adult. People be looking at you like, but
why did you do
this?
This?
Where was your head at?
Damn.
You know? So I think it's very, very important to have like a clear expectation and clear just a definition of the terms of the friendships.
No, I agree with you. I think going back to that point where your head is at, I think I have something I like to call organized chaos, where it's like I do things which to some people might be a little bit crazy or like outlandish, but it's like I'm able to do those things because I'm not going to say I'm street smart, but I feel like I've been able to handle my own chaos. But then, let's say someone was to be friends with me and they followed my lead. They'd crack. They would crack.
Yeah.
They would definitely crack. Or like, I remember my mom used to be like, every time you're with that friend, your tone changes. You talk to me a little bit differently. And I was like, girl, what you saying? Then I started to notice it and I was like, damn, she right.
It's so scary how unconscious it is.
It's so unconscious. You'll be hanging out with someone and then it's like you find yourself doing things that you would normally not do. Friendship is dangerous.
It's very, very terrifying. That's why I think, that's why I keep saying like what I've learned is being okay with where you stand in people's life and also where they stand in yours. Yeah, I think it could save a lot of heartbreak, you know.
It really could. Do you have a best friend?
I don't think so.
What?
I would say like like this would be cliche, but like right now my best friend is my girlfriend.
Oh, that's so
But
cute.
other than that, I wouldn't say so.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't say, and I've been okay with that. That I don't need like this cartoonish perfect person, you know. I'm starting to accept people for what they are, you know.
That makes
like
complete sense.
I love you for this, but when you do this, I don't love that.
I don't love that.
You know.
Got you.
But I will still try to keep you around because I still love you for this thing, whatever it may be.
Got you.
Yeah, so yeah.
That's beautiful. Next segment. And we're back, but this is the end of the pod. It's been so good having you on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Kagiso, for
me.
coming onto the pod. What did you think about our conversation today?
It was very engaging. It was very enlightening. Like some of your reasonings behind why you think it's okay to cut family off in your life. I feel like I've left this conversation with something new.
You have.
Yeah, so it's been very, very engaging, and I hope the listeners think that it was educational, at least.
I think they will. I think I also left with a different perspective on couples therapy. I think I was so like adverse to it because of like the experiences that I had personally with them, with it. But hey, man, maybe if someone comes along that is worth the couples therapy, I will go. I will pay that money and we'll go.
That's worth the money.
100%. I'm not going there for someone, just anybody. No, that's foolish. Get out of here.
Yeah, I think on the couples therapy thing, therapy in general, if it's useful in your life and if you have the means to do it,
go.
I think it's beneficial to do it, because I think it's very naive to think
you have it all figured out.
Yeah, you can figure everything out on your own.
Man, it's just that sometimes you need a little crutch, a little support.
Yeah,
and then you can get off the crutch.
Yeah, sometimes you come into situations with the tunnel vision. You think, oh, I've been wronged. This person is completely in the wrong. I'm completely innocent. And then you don't see where you might have fell short.
For sure.
Yeah, so I think, that's very helpful.
It is
can
quite
help
helpful.
you see that.
I agree. And then friendships are beautiful, guys. Make friends. Find a way to make
relationships are beautiful.
Find a way to make more friends this year in 2026.
Yeah.
Really find a way.
Gonna add that one onto my list of resolutions.
Oh, do you want to make more friends this year?
Yeah.
How many more friends do you want to make this year?
I want to put a specific number. I want to I just want to like feel like I'm building like a sense of community.
That makes sense.
I think that's what
that's really important.
That's what I want. Not like a strict number of friends, but just to know that I can just like text somebody and get my social battery filled,
then go home,
connect with people, then go home. So
Fair
I think it's important, and I would encourage anyone who can do that to do that.
That is some beautiful advice. I love that. Thank you for coming on the pod once again. Would love to have you.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Would love to have you on again. So yeah, that was it. Thank you to you, the listener, for always being so engaging, for always liking, commenting, subscribing, and following. I don't know what next week will be about. We'll find out. Every week is an enigma. Truly. No idea what it will be about. But thank you once again for tuning into the Lex and Lace podcast. I will see you next week. Bye. bye.